This is the Big O Show.
We are ready to rock and roll. Yes, sir. From Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. Welcome aboard to the show. Time to have a little fun. Time to talk about a bunch of things. We got the Dolphins getting ready this weekend to take on the Chargers. We got the Canes and Va-Tech on Saturday. We got the Marlins making all kinds of history. We got all kinds of things to talk about on the program today. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you're feeling good. I know I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm feeling good because it's a Dolphins Friday. It's kind of the way I look at it, right? Dolphins Friday. I'll give Canes their Saturday. Then we're back to Dolphins Sunday. And then we're back to a Dolphins Monday. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't get nervous now. I know Kyle Van Noy right now is out. And so is Christian Wilkins. And they're, sidelined right now with the COVID. Now, they say that the Van Noy one, can you do me a favor? Can you close my back door? I didn't close the back door.
Nice.
Yes. Anyway, so the Van Noy one, according to Barry Jackson, I think is contact tracing. So I'm not sure yet if he really can play because I think you got to be out for a couple of days or some crap or something like that, about 5 days. Depends on when they put him on that list. They didn't announce it till, 2 days ago, so he's really not on the list for 5 days. So I don't know whether he's going to end up playing or not. It's a loss, but I think they can overcome the loss and still win the game. Listen, if I picked them against the Rams and I picked them against the Cardinals, of course I'm going to pick them against the Chargers. I mean, give me a break. It would be kind of crazy for me to do something like that. But whether he plays or he does it, again, I'll twist it around the way I like to do it with all of this. Well, if he doesn't play, then I want to see what Eguavoen does or Van Ginkel or any of the other guys that may take his place when it's all said and done. If Wilkins doesn't play, then, Raekwon Davis. I want to see what he can do. I want to see what, everybody else, Seiler, everybody else that's on that damn team. So I'm intrigued by all the other guys that will get an opportunity to play. I hated to see Davin Godchaux go down, but they've recovered from that, right? And it's not like this. I was about to say San Diego. It's not like the Los Angeles Chargers running game is, led by LaDainian Tomlinson. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a running game that I'm terrified on. And the kid has played well, Justin Herbert, and they're losing games, not because of him, but they find ways to lose games. So for me, I'm not really that nervous about Sunday. It sucks that Van Noy is out. It sucks that Wilkins is out, but they can beat them without both. I've been saying this on Onside today. They won games last year without X on the field. Okay? They didn't have X, and they didn't sign Byron Jones at that time either because he was playing with Dallas. So their entire secondary or their starting, corners weren't on the field last year, and they found ways to win games. So you still have your shutdown corners on the field. They will help that front seven. They will assist that front seven in making them a little better. So things will balance out. Everything will work out. I think Miami wins. I really do. I think they win by 6-7 points in this game. And that's one of my picks this week. I'm with the Dolphins. Let's go. I think the spread right now is Miami -1. I'm giving the point. I think Miami's going to win this game when it's all said and done. So don't get nervous. Relax. It sucks that Van Noy and Wilkins could probably miss this game. But, again, the exciting part is that I think we'll get to see some other guys now. And that's kind of what this whole process is all about. That's why I've been a happy camper from day one of the 2019 season. I'm not afraid of any of this stuff. We actually have a coach. We actually have a coaching staff. We actually have a front office, right? So now we have the foundations that help players win. I'm good, man. I'm good. So chill.
Every time we needed a guy to step up, more than likely, we've been successful, man. We're hitting on that very high.
Exactly. So I think it will all continue again. Leon Fresco, by the way, chimes in immediately with our first super chat of the day. Thank you, Leon Fresco. He says, given Van Noy and Van Ginkel, should defense be called Los Van Van? Ah, nice. Also, is Haslam coming back? Still case of him recovering deferred comp. He's coming back for his 18th season. That was already announced. Caron Butler also announced as an assistant coach of the Miami Heat. Nice to see C-Bud back. That's pretty cool. So those things were announced, and I bet you that he does it for 2 more years, and then after his 20th, he kind of says, "Okay, I'm done," and he steps up to the front office, coaching staff, wherever the hell UD wants to work. They'll create a spot for him. Okay, he's not going anywhere.
I don't think that he would let him, right?
Yeah, no, man.
I mean,
he doesn't.
And he would probably go into revolt. His body would have withdrawals from not being with the Heat. Correct?
Yeah, he's there, man. Lazy Lightsaber says, Big O, heard you on Inside Radio say that minority coaches are being looked at for positions. If Flores does well, also have to add the Latino coaches need to be considered as well. We got Ron and Flo. I got you. But what I meant by what I was talking about, Lazy Lightsaber, on Onside, and thank you for listening to Onside Radio. And remember, you can download the MyTuner Radio app. It's free, and it comes in like a bell, and it's really nice, really easy. What I've been saying is, because what I tied it to, and I'll do it here. Today, the Marlins hired a woman to be their general manager, as Kim Ng became the new GM of the Miami Marlins. This is a woman that was the assistant to baseball operations in Major League over the last 10 years. And then before that, she was with the Yankees and the Dodgers for 13 years. And during that time, those teams won 3 World Series and like 4 or 5 playoff appearances or 6 playoff appearances or something like that. So her teams that she was a part of, and she was the assistant general manager in those stops. Okay, so she was baseball operations for the league and now assistant general manager in 2 different teams. So she has an incredible resume already, and she gets the opportunity that I don't think any of us thought would ever happen 20, 30, 40 years ago. Hey, a woman's going to become a general manager in baseball.
You'd fall out of your seat, man.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, bro. Yeah. That's that's your reaction, right? And so now you've got little girls all over the place. You've got women that are working in high schools and in colleges for men's teams. And they're looking at this and they're going, I got a shot now. There's hope. They actually will do this. They'll actually put a woman in space. They'll let her vote. They'll let her become vice president. She can run for president. She can run for governor. She can be governor. She can be president. She can be a baseball general manager. And so that's where I was tying it to the whole Flores and Greer thing, that I said minorities, and I guess you meant it as all black minorities, but Asian women, Latin men, whatever, Latin women, minorities in general. Will they get that opportunity? And so what I was saying is, just like a lot of the black coaches in football, they're rooting for Flores and Greer to succeed because that will open up the door for them Same thing's going on with women all over sports right now. You know, watching Jessica Mendoza be a color analyst in baseball is groundbreaking. Again, 20, 30, 40 years ago, I tell you, we're going to put a woman in the booth to be a color analyst, and you'll be...
Prime time, nonetheless, ESPN.
Yeah, sure, dude. Yeah. All right. That's what's going to happen. Right? Now, it's you actually back up what you're saying. And eventually, we're going to see a woman lead an NBA team. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? So all of these things, all of these barriers are being broken down. And the Marlins, to their credit, did not hire somebody that was a figurehead to get PR. They legitimately hired somebody that has a resume that's above and beyond more than qualified to be the general manager. So it's an exciting time. And I commend the Marlins. Now, the key will be, will you have the owners that spend? Because after you find the players and after you play them and after you develop them and after their 5 or 6 years are up for, control, and now they become arbitration eligible, what are you going to do? When they need long-term contracts, what are you going to do? That's the final piece in the chess battle. Okay? That's the final piece. And none of us really know that until they actually make that commitment. So, yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about, and I tied it all in, that it's interesting how the Marlins and the Dolphins have minorities that are shattering the glass ceiling. They are crossing frontiers, and they're opening up doors for others. It's not that Chris Grier was the first GM, and it's not that Brian Flores is the first minority head coach, but they are the first pair. Nobody's ever done this. Nobody's had a minority as a general manager and a minority as a head coach. And Lord knows that what the Marlins did right now, nobody's ever had a woman as a general manager of a baseball team. So these are barriers that have been shattered, and so far the Dolphins are the pioneers, and they're opening up the doors for others. Let's hope the Marlins are next, but let's also hope that Sherman and Jeter do their part to help her succeed. That's very important, because no matter what you say, you really can never judge Mike Hill with the Marlins. Why? Because Loria was his owner. Because Loria meddled. Because Loria spent a couple of times, he spent on a couple of players, but never really had intentions of keeping cores together. So he really did not assist the general manager in succeeding. So I can never really judge Mike Hill completely for the Marlins because I just don't know. It's like what I told you about Chris Grier before he took over last year. He had some control, but he really didn't have all control. So we all knew Gase had complete control and final say in everything. So if Gase wanted a certain draft pick, he would have gotten it. And if he wanted a free agent, he got it. And if he wanted to cut somebody, he got it. And it wasn't Grier's call. So that's why I told people judge Grier completely now, starting last year and on. Because now he's completely in charge. There are no politics in the way. So let's hope that Kim Ng has no politics in the way, and she's able to do her job. She's quoted. I saw Jordan McPherson quote her, and I'll read the quote for you from Jordan. Really interesting quote. "This challenge is one I don't take lightly. When I got into this business, it seemed unlikely a woman would lead a major league team. But I am dogged in the pursuit of my goals. My goal is now to bring championship baseball to Miami." So she wants to do it. Let's hope she can. And it would be really cool, by the way, that the Marlins' third championship in their history is led by a woman. That would be pretty awesome. And by the way, Sherman and Jeter, wow. I mean, how much more approval do you want then, right? If you bring the baseball team back like they're doing, you fix the minors, you get a general manager, now you go out and you actually pay for the good players that you do draft, and you build a championship team and you win a championship. And here's the other thing. Maybe, just maybe, this is the combination that actually keeps players around. Right? Because all we've dealt with in every championship is a fire sale after that. We never get to see our team stick around. We didn't get to see Josh Beckett get old, and Mike Lowe get old, and Derek Lee get old, and Luis Castillo get old. They had to be jettisoned. We never got to see the 97 team come back and defend their title. And you and I know that they would have been one of the favorites in 98. And they would have had a shot as good as anybody else to win back-to-back titles, but we never saw it. We saw a fire sale. So this is the other thing that Jeter and Sherman can do that nobody's done so far with the Marlins. Not only do you fix the baseball culture, not only do you have a chance to get it going in the right direction, but you actually have a chance to keep it going. Sustainability. It's a beautiful thing. Go check out the dude in Davie. His name is Chris Greer. He said it many times. We don't want to build a team just for right now. We want to have long-term success. So the key is what? Tear it down, build up all the draft picks, hit on your draft picks, keep the ones you want, let go of some of the others, collect compensatory picks for those, and continue the cycle of hitting on draft picks, hitting on some of those compensatory picks, down the line, continue the vicious cycle of you can keep some, but because you've done so well in the draft, you have to let some go, but at least you're letting them go and getting compensation in return for letting them go. That's how the cycle continues. That's how it allows you to have success. Let's see if the Marlins can do it. Would be nice. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. That's 786-322-1105. It's on
You
your
got to
frame.
say, Mike Hill, like you would want to say he was hamstrung. Nah, man, he had a wall built around him that you cannot permeate.
Yeah, yep,
Totally restricted.
yep, no doubt.
And the situation with this hiring, the pedigree, man, she was with Major League Baseball, Dodgers, Yankees. She's a winner, okay?
Yeah.
This
I
is
mean,
pretty
obviously she's been
Yeah, man.
part of a
winning. She's used to
bunch of
winning.
teams.
Yeah.
And respected. Because the Yankees aren't going to hire you just for the hell of it. Dodgers aren't going to hire you just for the hell of it. And Major League Baseball is not going to hire you.
If you're
and
not
put
producing,
you
you're
out
out
of
the
baseball operations, dude. Give me a break.
If you're not producing at those places, you're gone with the quickness.
Yes. So she had to have been part of success in all those areas. And remember, Jeter played for the Yankees while she was there. So he knows her. He knows of her. He knows her track record, all of that. And kudos to the Jeets for being open to doing this and taking this chance, because you do open yourself up for criticism, because you have people that are closed-minded, and they think women still belong in the kitchen and pumping kids and producing food and not going anywhere else and doing anything else. You know what I'm saying? So we still have some of those people living in the 1940s. And so you take this kind of a chance, it opens you up for some criticism from people, but they're willing to do the right thing. And it's pretty cool. It really is.
Yeah, the Marlins have visited the summit. We've been to the mountain, but we only took pictures and left. We didn't camp out and hang out, nothing.
Not at all.
We were
No,
there
no.
for a minute and left.
Too Extreme was the first in the house. Julius 305, Gus 1388, Drew Boo, GP Trap Hewitt is in, Troy Ortiz, John Santos, Ohio John, Samuel Rabina says, what's up, Big O? Can't wait for Sunday. Rocking my Tua jersey in the office today, repping the Fins in Atlanta. Samuel, you bastard. You got your jersey, I still don't have mine.
That was a dig on you, bro.
That's a dig on me, actually. It's more.
That's what I said. It's a dig at you, man. No doubt.
It's really not on you, Samuel. I'm just so pissed at myself that I still don't have my jersey.
You hit a sore note there, man.
I need my jersey, bro. Can I get my jersey for Sunday? Can I go home today and the jersey be there? Or maybe tomorrow, please? Pretty please?
With all the stuff you hire on Amazon, man, don't you have like some special backdoor number that you can contact and tell them, get my stuff here now?
No. It wasn't Amazon.
Ah,
This is NFL, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was NFL.
Did you do something to upset them, man?
No.
Okay, I'm just, you know.
And let's all be honest now. I bought mine probably late in the rush, and so I probably bought it on the behind hundreds of thousands of other people, and so I'm way behind in the line to get my jersey. That's all.
After draft day, man, what was it? The next day? Like seriously, how far?
I didn't buy it after the draft. I bought it months after the draft.
Okay.
Yeah, months.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
And of course, COVID slowed, everything
Right,
down. So
that too.
there's a factor here.
That too. But Samuel, I'm still jealous, bro. You got your Tua jersey. I don't have mine.
I thought you had maybe done something to the NFL, and they're like, we know that guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Hold his jersey.
Well, I do pick on the commissioner, so maybe that's it. Too Extreme says Dolphins about to shut down those Chargers. I like that. Dennis Akers says, hell yeah, Big O, ready for another kick-ass show. Your show earlier was awesome. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you for listening at Onside Radio. Thank you to listen to all of our hosts there at Onside Radio. Let's see. What else do we have here? John Santos says, I don't work on the weekends. Don't rush Saturday and Sunday. There you go. Drew Boo says, Zach Seiler is going to bring it. Chris Solo says, just don't let Balaj come back and beat us. You know that they put him back on the practice squad after he played. And he played all right, actually. It's weird, right? Because Balaj does have talent. Because we saw it that first year. That big mother can move. But it was all mental why he,
Ever since he started dropping passes,
Yeah.
right? Like he went off.
Yeah. I mean, Chuck Knoblaw was a hell of a player until he forgot how to throw to first base. It's just one of those things. Like, wait a minute, dude, aren't you an all-star? Like, you can't throw to first base anymore? Huh?
That was a future Hall of Famer. I remember buying his rookie card, man.
What? Like, that's the weird. Those are weird things, dude.
The Ips, is that what they call it?
Yips.
The Yips.
You had it right. You
Yippies.
just forgot the
Yeah,
one letter.
hey.
But yeah, just weird, man. Like all of a sudden, an all-star type player just forgets how to play the game. Like, wow.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he went to left field, and it's like, dude, if you could throw from left field, why can't you throw from second to first? Hello.
Crazy, dude. Crazy. Tom Not Available says, let's see, you're a socialist, are you? I think so. Actions speak louder than words. And you come from the Cuban background. We forget socialism did to Cuba. Brother, I don't know what's up your ass, but whatever. Knock yourself out, dude. Let's see. Marlins groundbreaking. Wow, respect. Big O, what's the deal? From Miami Kid J. Oh, seriously, how many young girls are watching baseball? It's a dying sport, just like you said for a while now. It is. It is. That doesn't mean I don't love it. Doesn't mean I don't want to watch it. Hey, dude, I'm going to watch the Marlins anyways. I have my issues with Loria. I hated the guy, and he was terrible for us. But I'm going to watch baseball. I know that the fans are dying in baseball. I get it because they're so old. You know what I mean? They skew older than 55. It's the oldest fan base in all of sports. And baseball does a terrible job of finding young people and connecting with them. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. Doesn't mean I don't want to watch it. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to watch the Marlins. I'm going to watch the Marlins.
Let's say one thing, though. Out of all the sports, Little League, little kid 5 to 8 or 9, little girls would be allowed to play little league with the boys before
Yes.
any other sport.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
they would set up like soccer for the girl, whatever, flag foot. But the girls could participate in little league 5 through 8 with the boys. I will
Yeah.
give baseball credit there.
Yeah, definitely. Big O, we got an African American GM and Latino head coach and a minority QB as well. Love it. Damn right. Let's see. Drew Boo says, Tom, I really wish you weren't available. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. You got your wish, bro. There you go. Okay. It's, when we have really dedicated people to this show, people that love this show, people that tune in all the time. And, when Drew Boo says, Tom, I really wish you were not available, Drew Boo just kind of said wish. And I felt like a genie right now. And I felt like at this moment, Drew Boo was like rubbing the genie lamp. I popped out and I said, Drew Boo, what do you wish? And he says, I wish Tom was really not available. Wish granted. That's it. Genie comes through. See, so Drew Boo, if anybody ever tells you that stuff doesn't exist, you tell them, hey, you don't tune into the Big O Show.
Don't genies grant 3 wishes, bro? Do you
Don't push your don't push your luck. Relax there. All right?
This
Relax.
is an opportunity to rip, though. I'm wondering if people are like, no, let him get out there. Come and just devour him.
Yeah, no, because he just started with one political statement.
After another, yeah.
Right.
And we haven't even gone there. It's been all sports.
Again, it's pretty simple on this show. Express your opinion and then let it go. But if you continue to post, because you think that's going to get your point across, no, that's going to get your ass blocked. And then nobody will ever see your post again.
Here, hammer a point, and will hammer you.
Right, exactly. So, Tom, you're no longer available. There you go. So you can watch. Now you can't comment.
Sayonara.
Right. Why? Because you're an asshole. Let's see. The Raging Dolphin Maniac says, cool that the Marlins are thinking outside the box. A great team on the field, and off the field takes a great team in the front office. Let's hope so. It's easier to pull for them now, right? Because that's like groundbreaking stuff, and if she can really put it together, that'll be an amazing feat. And it'll be great, man. It'll be great for young women everywhere. It'll be so cool, man.
South Florida's on the cutting edge, oh. I mean, we are like
in the
right. Like all across the man.
Yep.
Talk about taking the lead. Follow us.
Yep. Raging Dolphin Maniac says, I ordered a bunch of stuff from the NFL store and received everything. Tua jerseys must be. Oh, yeah, no, dude. Yeah, all the other stuff is fine, Raging. The problem is a Tua jersey. It became, it's a hot item. It's still one of the hottest items. And now that he's starting to ball, it's, the bandwagon.
It's not declining.
Yeah. Us fans, like us real fans, we bought the jersey before he even took the field, right? Because it's our team, it's our guy, we're going to back him. But now the bandwagon people get on. Now all those bandwagon folks that are watching Tua now and they maybe didn't believe in it or whatever, now they're buying the jerseys.
Oh, remember,
that's the funny part.
My next door neighbor back in the day, Juan, he bought a Tannehill, okay? So there may be a little patience.
Yeah,
Don't want to jump.
Tannehill couldn't get him out of that deficit yesterday, huh? Shocker. Chargers ruled out Joey Bosa and Justin Jackson for Sunday's game. That's what Gus says. That's good. Listen, man. Bosa or no Bosa, Miami was winning. Okay? Miami's the better team. I'm not going to diss Anthony Lynn. I like him as a coach, by the way. I like what he's done. Okay? I think he's lost some players now that his team is just not the same than it was the last couple of years. But I like Anthony Lynn as a coach. So I'm not going to say we have the better coach. I do love our coach. But I think we're the better team. And we're home. Not that home field means anything in today's world right now and our COVID thing. There's not a home field advantage, home ice, home court. There's none of that anymore right now. But I just think we're the better team right now. The record shows it. The results show it. The play on the field shows it. That's all. So
Big O just challenged the 13,000 that are going to be there at the stadium on Sunday to make noise like 67,000.
Well, I mean, then drink 67,000 beers. Raul Yorka says, Big O, that gator you saw in your community here in Naples, we've seen him a lot. Other times they've been trying to catch him for the past few weeks. How do you catch that thing? Did you see that ginormous dinosaur
That was every. You know what amazed me? Usually they don't get that high off the ground, man. His legs to be that long and him to be up that. Man,
he had tree trunks for legs.
Enormous, bro. Like the ones.
He was 10 foot wide and 10 foot long.
That Busch, you know, the ones there at the entrance by Busch Gardens. Those things that are just, they just sit around and eat.
Right.
That's the way that dude looked.
Yeah,
man.
that dude looked like,
Oh.
and it looked like bigger than 10 feet. They said 10. It looked bigger than 10, dude. That was impressive. I'll tell you what, I have a gator like that in my neighborhood, I'm moving. Okay? I'm moving. All right? I'm calling the good Greek. I'm saying, yo, get your ass over here. Get my furniture out. Okay? And, in fact, back up the truck. We want to jump onto the truck because we know the gator can't jump on the truck. I'm out of here. I see that, and I'm going the other way, bro. That's not normal. That's
literally a dinosaur in your backyard.
That is a dinosaur. That thing's scary, bro.
Oh, look at the planes of formation. The old planes. You see them? See the four of them over there to the right?
No.
At 2 o'clock.
Oh, there it is.
See them? The four of them?
Well, I only see one right now.
There was four of them, brother.
Or maybe it's like Top Gun. They're hiding behind each other. There's only one MiG. There's two MiGs. There's four MiGs. There's five. What?
Multiple bogeys.
Can we get Maverick out there? Oh, we got 10 minutes. This ain't going to last 2 minutes. Let's go. You know, that kind of deal.
Let me ask you a question, because we know normally, circumstance, the home team automatically gives 3 points. We're only giving 1.
Yeah?
Is that because of the injuries, bro? Or is that because of the lack of fan? Like, what would be your factor?
All I know is Vegas has been making me money
There you go.
the last couple of weeks because I keep betting on the Dolphins. I keep taking the points.
Gifts.
And I keep winning. It's kind of like the Celtics in the playoffs for a little while, the Heat for a long time in the playoffs because they kept giving them points. Milwaukee, Boston, and I was like, give me the points, bro. We'll beat your ass.
Yeah, they never woke up, man.
They never woke up. So I just think that the Dolphins still are not getting that respect. And I think that when this week they go 6-3, they will now go, whoa, wait a minute. Yo, that team is 6-3. They're going to start looking at things a little differently. That's what I think is going to happen. Dolphin Leroy says, I love this show. Dolphin Leroy, we love you for supporting us. Thank you very much.
Well, Vegas isn't listening to sports talk, or the nation, the TV everywhere, because everybody's talking about us in a very positive light, man.
Yep. Super Boom Shack says, Orlando, did you get the new AC/DC today? I have it ordered on Amazon, so it might be home when I get there. Now, I did get that. I get this week. Okay, this is from the new album, so I figured I'd get a little AC/DC love. So this I bought it on the AC/DC website. So they had this for the new album. So I figured I went AC/DC today. I went with my mask AC/DC, and then the shirt for the what is it? Live Up or turn? What is it called?
Is it Power Up?
Power Up.
See, I'm in shock. Can I be honest with you? Because I saw the yellow one that says Power Up, and then it's got the AC/DC on top. I'm surprised because you know how we are about black concert shirts.
Right.
Any other color, I'm in on that color. Whatever it is, I don't care.
Right.
And I'm surprised. Did you see the yellow one? It's got Power Up right up here.
Well, that might have been.
I think it's on YouTube as an advertisement whenever you go to the AC/DC.
That might be a new one. Drew Boo, by the way, sent us a little love on the super chat. I think Drew Boo was happy that I made his wish come through. True. So thank you, Drew Boo, for giving us a little love.
You got 2 more, bro.
Clee Torres sent in a little love also on the super chat. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, Clee. Thank you, sir. Ohio John says, Big O and Bill, what is your guys' drink and food of choice when watching the Dolphins game? Water is usually what I've been drinking a lot of. I mean, listen, what's been the death of me forever will always be Coke. That's like my favorite drink of all time. But if I had to get like a brew, a Presidente Light, an Alton Munster, a Newcastle, Samuel Adams. Love Samuel Adams too. These are kind of my go-to beers normally. Probably that. That's about it. I'm not really a hard liquor guy. A little vodka maybe, but since I had the hard stuff, I've kind of cut that completely out. But yeah, it's probably that silly stuff there.
I don't know when the last time was that you had a Grey Goose and vodka cranberry. No. I'm thinking about it, and no.
No, I'm not.
I would be mine probably. I'm Bud Light because that had like the least issues with my Crohn's back in the day. But Bud Light Platinum, dig those. Sailor Jerry, spiced rum, 92 proof, nice and strong. And if you want to do a shot, either a Jaeger, oh dear God, or a Rumpelmintz.
All right, there you go. Matt O'Neill says, nice shirt. Did you go to any AC/DC shows in Sunrise? Yes, I've been to AC/DC many, many times. Dating all the way back to the 80s, man.
I think the last time we saw them together was Miami Arena.
Yes.
Us together.
Yeah. What was that? What tour was that?
Man.
Was that Flick of the Switch? No. No, was Miami Arena?
You know what?
I don't think it was around by... No, it might have been around for Flick of the... I think I saw Flick of the Switch at Sporto.
What was it? The Sporto
I think the Flick of the Switch was at Sporto. Yeah. I'm pretty sure of it now.
I can't remember which tour, but I would say it was early, mid-90s.
I'll tell you what.
Obviously, Miami Arena.
Anybody that went to For Those About to Rock, the Cannons in that freaking Sporto, oh, my Lord.
I was at Pace High School, 9th grade. I can remember the back of the concert shirt. It was cool because it had the, map of the United States and, exploded in pieces, dude. I mean, even the concert shirt. Angus Young starting out with Hell's Bells with the spot. Oh, man. I'm getting goosebumps, bro.
Oh, yeah, those were the days. So, yeah, thank you for the compliment. Gershom Marchena says, but do we have the home heat on the visitor side of the field? LOL. Yes, the visitors do get the home heat. Alexa V says, I have been summoned by Drew Boo. There you go. And hello, President. Revo 13 is in. Manny Fernandez threw a live gator in Shula's shower. Yep, I remember that. Big O looking forward for the backups to step up this weekend in the absence of Wilkins and Van Noy. I'm with you, sir. Isais says, good afternoon, Big O. Who do you think will step up with Williams out? And he's been to his favorite target. I know we still have Parker and Mike, who is your sleeper to step up. Hey, man, I'm praying for Antonio Callaway. That could be just an awesome addition for this team if this kid has his head screwed on right. He's active. He's going to play. He's the guy that has NFL experience. Okay, the young guys, I don't want Lim Bowden and all those guys. I don't want to put that kind of expectations on those guys. They're just rooks. It's Antonio Callaway, man. Antonio Callaway's the guy. Okay, and he's been playing for weeks now, practicing, so he's got a little rhythm with him, Alexa V, by the way, chimes in with a little love for us on the Super Chat. Gus 1388 follows it with a little love on Super Chat. And both added stickers. They know I love the stickers. Alexa V added the fist pump, which is good, with the fist bump, not pump. And then Gus was with a hey you.
Did I miss something?
Some shades.
Did you say meeting? Did I miss something here?
Well, because of all the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm finally catching up to the bottom of the chat boards from when I started.
I got a question for you. Obviously, because of Preston being out, and we see that we've had 4 tight ends be productive at some point.
Yep.
Do you, in Gailey's ability to change offenses, do you think maybe we go a little too tight end, man? Because we have 4 guys that have been productive?
Well, they can do that. They can run multiple because that's what they want their players to be. So they didn't want Durham Smythe to, oh, yeah, he's just a blocker. No, he catches touchdowns. And so they needed that. Now, Smythe, remember, is in concussion protocol, so I don't know if he's going to play. But your boy Shaheen may be the guy opposite of Gesicki. Now, you don't necessarily need the double tight end because Boza is out, so at least
you don't need the guy on the offensive line assisting.
It's not so much for max protection, but it's also for sending people out. So I would not be surprised if they run some double tight ends, especially if Callaway or somebody else does not step up. Then, yeah, you may have to pick it up a little bit more in the tight end position. Also, Lynn Bowden and Malcolm Perry are 2 guys that we'll see if they use them as scat backs, slot guys, those kind of things, and kind of mix it up, maybe reverses, things like that you can use guys, in that fashion. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Oh, do you ever drink the Mexican Cokes in the glass bottle? Too much. Yes, they are to die for. You know what I do trip out on? When I find the 1-liter Mexican Coke, that's when I trip out. It's like, oh, that's a lot of danger. But, yeah, those things are delicious.
By the way, seeks out the true natural sugar Cokes.
Oh, yeah, the glass Cokes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't like buying the plastic ones or the cans. I usually, if I'm going to buy a Coke, it's usually a glass bottle. If not, I'll walk right out and go find it somewhere else because it's common now. You can find it in most places. A place that doesn't have it, you're like, yo, dude, you're dropping the ball, bro.
It's crazy. Mexico uses real sugar. We use fructose corn syrup still.
Yeah. Matt O'Neill says, I listened to your shows on Miami radio stations 2 decades ago. Well, thank you. I'm old, I know. Thank you for reminding me that I've been on for 3 decades. That's all right. I love you. Alexa V says, I want to have a shot with y'all. Well, we are, Alexa. We're all going to meet for the draft, okay? All of you all know we got to meet for the draft in Cleveland because, we own 4,000 picks in that draft. We have a spot and everything. NorCal has helped me set up a place over there where tons of Dolphins will be able to hang out. I don't want to give it all away, but, a place where a couple hundred Dolphin fans easily could hang out with us, okay? It's going to be like our own oasis over there in Cleveland. If you can actually build an oasis in Cleveland, we'll do it. But, yeah, so Alexa, we're all going to have shot. Even I will have a shot that day with all of you. I can't have too many shots because, got to take care of myself. But a shot or 2, why not? So, hell yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? Do you like Corona Extra? I like Dos Equis. I haven't tried Corona Extra. But I do like Dos Equis. I left that one out. Love Dos Equis. If you've noticed when I say Newcastle, Dos Equis, Sam Adams, you kind of notice where I'm going and the kind of beer that I like. So it's usually an ale. It's a strong beer.
You do Modelo, too?
Yeah, Modelo. That's right. Another one I love is Modelo.
Is Alton Munster still the creme de la creme?
Yeah, it's still my favorite of all time, but it's really hard to find. Big O, do you see this game as a possible trap game against the Chargers? No, I don't, Premier Reviewer. I do not see that. I don't think this coach will allow that. I think these coaches are focused. I think these players are focused on their jobs week in and week out. I don't think that they're going to get big heads here in this process. Big O, do you think we will struggle with mobile quarterbacks or more specifically big arm mobile quarterbacks? Nah. Kyler Murray, bro. There's nobody more mobile than that. That dude's a hedgehog. And we beat him. We'll beat this guy too. Okay? We'll tackle him by the hair since it's hanging out from the back of his helmet. Dwayne Hadley says, what up, Big O? This is Dolphin Dwayne, longtime listener and fan. Chef, Wayne69. how can I get you to come and do a show at my place, 954 Ultra Lounge, 6532 Pembroke Road. Dwayne, do me a favor. Send me an email, Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. You got that? Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. Send me your phone number, your contact. I will call you, and we will talk a little business, and we'll do the show over there. Okay? How about that? Big O. And thank you, Dwayne. Appreciate you for the support, man. We appreciate it. We need it. We love it. We embrace it, and we'll have fun. Sage McKinley says, Big O, is it too early to say Tua is clutch? He always looks ready for the moment. Hey, man, Sage, it's not too early. It's not too early to say you love Tua. It's not too early to think that he's a baller, that he's a winner, that he is clutch, because that's what he did in college. And what did he do last week for you? He came in clutch. So put the pedal to the metal, baby. Shift it in the fourth gear or fifth or sixth if you got a big-ass engine, and let's go, because he's clutch.
Was it third down when he split, when it looked like he was getting sacked, and he split the defense?
Yep.
And picked up, I think, 10, 12 yards, got the first down, moved the chain, man.
Does what it takes.
It was just like, man, this.
That's what it takes.
Has he had a moment, where you would say, that was a rookie. That's a
No.
There's rookie. There's rookie.
Well, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When he tried to throw it out of bounds in the sideline, and the guy almost caught it inbound.
Oh, when he's trying to throw it away, yes, and he didn't reestablish
He kind of half-assed
himself
it.
in the field, yes.
And by the way, I have looked at that play a couple times. I figured out what happened to him. And one day I'll ask him, because I don't think any reporter really thought about asking him this. And this is a little crazy. That kid is such a decent human being. He didn't want to peg anybody on the sidelines. So he kind of tried to thread it like right between the people standing and the players, and kind of get it in the middle and make it like drop there. And next time, just wing it, bro. And if you're standing on the sidelines and it hits you in the face, that's your effing problem, man. It's like you're in a baseball game and you're down the first and third base lines. Get off your phone, bro. Get off your phone.
Have your head on a swivel, man.
Okay? And if you get hit by a baseball, well, you're the idiot, man. Get off your phone. Pay attention. And if you allow your kid to get hit, then you should get pegged 800 times. Because that I never understand. Throw your body in front of your kid, please. Big O, do you hold on to all of your Contra ticket stubs like I do? LOL, love the show. I knew that troll was getting blocked. LOL. Yes, I do, Dennis. I do hold on to my tickets. I've got a lot of old tickets, a lot of new tickets. But, yes, I've lost some tickets, unfortunately. Some of my old tickets that I wish I had. But I do have a lot of classic old tickets still. Okay?
rents a 3x5 storage unit just to store his ticket stubs.
Pretty much. I tweeted out some of them. A couple of years ago, I tweeted out like Prince at the Orange Bowl, Bruce Springsteen, tickets like that were like legendary concerts down here, that happened and that I went to them. I tweeted out several of those kind of tickets. So, yeah. Alex Diaz says, I have a feeling that Callaway could be a steal. Greer's done a good job in eyeing talent. These practice squad players actually could turn out to be really good players. Yeah, but Callaway's a first to worst case scenario second-round talent. He fell to the fourth round for Cleveland, and then he fell out of the league because he's an idiot. And so now apparently he's kind of, maybe had to come to Jesus and figured out like, oh, wow, I got no other options. Let me screw my head on right, and maybe I can play football. And so hopefully he screwed his head on right, because that kid can play, man. I'm telling you. Ragin says, I never pass up a margarita. Super stoked you're still going to be able to do that. Can't wait to meet all of my Fins fans. Yeah, dude, as long as if the virus is not raging, then we're out the cages and we're out. We're going, bro. We're no longer Cajun if the virus ain't raging. Okay, and we're off to Cleveland. Hell yeah, dude.
Pfizer vaccine charge.
Yeah, man. I mean, 2020's done a number on all of us, man. Yep. Miami Kid J says Modelo Big O. You're damn right. It's a great beer, isn't it? Modelo is awesome. Let's see. I have all your drinks, Dwayne Hadley says. Dolphins for life. Thank you, Dwayne. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Just send me the email, my man, and we can work something out. Big O, what's been the biggest surprise about the Dolphins this season? Let me think about that. My biggest surprise of the Dolphins this... You got one? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, do you want to do the cliffhanger, or are we going to keep rolling? Why?
How long have I been talking?
You know what? It's nowhere in comparison to yesterday's second hour that was the new record of 1 hour and 45 minutes nonstop. Crazy. Dude, we're at 52 minutes. We're rolling into 52 minutes, right? Like, it doesn't seem that long, correct?
Right. No, you're right. All right. No, it's gone by really fast. Let's do this. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're out here at...
Your voice sounds like you could use it, man.
Hey, bro. It's the end of the week. We're out here at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. As always, we've been doing it for 10 years, man. Proud sponsors of our program. So please come on out here. They will take advantage of... I want you to take advantage of all the deals. They will help you take advantage of all these deals. Their certified pre-owned vehicles are amazing. They look like they're brand new. They've got the largest selection of brand new Acuras pretty much in town. They've been the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States now for 10 years in a row. And they got a great sales staff here. And there's a reason why, because people come on down and they see they can take advantage of some awesome deals. And that's why, and they've got hundreds of cars on the lot, hundreds and hundreds of cars on the lot. So you can walk around and you can pick the car you want, the color you want, the style you want, the model you want, but more importantly, the price you want. So come on out here and see Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the amazing people out here. They will take care of you at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Big O for all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs. You got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, they have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. A travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to peer, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction. Listen, I've been telling you about Eric for a long time now. Custom home builder for additions, home remodeling. We're not talking about a handyman. Maybe you want to redo that man cave. We're not going to a lot of live sporting events. So you want to improve that experience in your man cave? Call them 305-433-4843. Tell them that Big O sent you and go to the Instagram page. You can see the before and after there. You'll be impressed. EJD_construction. Call them 305-433-4843 or go to the website ejdconstruction.com.
America's premium sports sedan is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. TLX $259 a month, $259 at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
For all of your everybody. We back. Hour number 2 of the program. And you were asking me what was the biggest surprise of the Dolphins this season. And I got to tell you, it's the offensive line. I was thinking about this, and you expect some of these defensive players to play well because X is X, and Byron Jones is Byron Jones, and Kyle Van Noy is experienced, and Ogbah's been in this league, and so is Lawson. And so some of these guys having success are supposed to have success. But when you play 3 rookies on an offensive line, are you really supposed to have success? Are you really supposed to give your quarterback enough time? And look, I know they're not perfect. They're not road graders right now. But I got to tell you something. The smooth transition of the offensive line, that's been the pleasant surprise for me. That's the one that I have to say, wow, I did not see that coming. Because it's not normal. You know it. Offensive linemen normally struggle early on. They have a lot of ups and downs, and these guys haven't had a ton of downs. It's been mostly up. They're not perfect, but they're not great at road grading and all that. But they get it once in a while, and then they've done a really good job overall of pass protection because the quarterback is not running for his life all the time. So I would have to say that the offensive line has been the pleasant surprise out of everything that's gone on.
When you compound it with the fact that they're all new, pretty much.
Yeah, no.
And injuries. You don't even have your 5. We've gone to the 7th, 8th guy.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 guys are brand new. That's not normal. Your offensive line is supposed to struggle big time. Lazy Lightsaber says, Big O, when you say we will win, it gives me hope. National media is already calling it for the Chargers. Well, that's fine, but did they call it for the Rams? Because I called it for the Dolphins. Did they call it for the Cardinals? Because I called it for the Dolphins. So, whatever, brother. I'm just going to look at it the way. Now, listen, I'm not picking the Dolphins in the KC game. I can already tell you that there. I'll be rooting for them, but I don't think they're going to win that one. Let the media keep counting us out. It keeps the team hungry. I like that, Super Boom Shack. Raging Dolphin Maniac says, I put all my sports and concert tickets in frames and hang them. Nice. The only problem is I don't have enough space in my house to frame all my concert tickets, and that would be way too much.
Bro, you would need all the walls at the Pentagon building.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. I would need a lot of walls. Yeah, I would need the kind of house I can't afford. Put it that way. Big O, I know you keep taking shots at him, but Tannehill was Tannehill last night. Love the kid as a human being, but he's just a game manager. I know. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody for years, but they buy into stats, just like Lamar Jackson. They buy into the stats last year, but they don't really look at the game, and they look at how the passes he's making, and now you look at what teams are doing to him, and they are destroying him. He cannot pass the ball the same way because he's limited. You know what's the funny part is? How he's saying that people are guessing their plays. It's guys that are just guessing things anyways. They scream it out loud. Oh, it's a run. They're going to the left. They're going to the right. They're just also guessing too, by the way. I don't think Lamar realizes that there's also guesses going on the other side, and they want to read you to see if you respond to any of those. So if your body language says, oh, they caught us, then they know they called the right thing. So be careful, Lamar. They're all not guessing exactly what you're doing, but they're just guessing. And you might be giving it away yourself. Okay? Dennis says, this is what I love about the show, the interaction with Big O. Thank you. And the Finns fans. Fam, that is. Well, that's the idea. Well, that's who I am anyway. No matter what. If I'm here, I'm on Allen's side, whatever, I'm at QAM, I'm on Sirius Radio, wherever I'm at, I'm always going to be the person that connects with the listeners. That's the only way I know how to do things. Do you think the Misha Parsons could be a good pickup with the Texans? I don't know, brother. I have no idea. None whatsoever. Dougie Fresh says, I literally tuned in right when put that Ogbah sack on Tom's ass. Loop that joint until Big O gets back, LOL. Can't wait to see how pretty that uniform is going to look on Sunday and on the field as well. And let's see. Rosendo says, good afternoon, everybody. Agree the biggest surprise is the offensive line. They're doing an excellent job. They're holding the line like the open range. They are playing like vaqueros. And Extreme says, Joey Bosa has been ruled out. Yep, we've heard. I've been pounding the table 13-3. How does that taste? That would be amazing, bro. 13-3. That would be awesome. Lazy Lightsaber says, it upsets me that on the Joe Rose show, they give Tannehill all this credit. He barely talks Tua. Let's move on. I don't know. I don't know what Joe's doing, but, Joe's a good dude, bro. But Joe probably has a good relationship with Ryan. So he probably doesn't want to be completely honest because then maybe it ruins his relationship with Ryan. That's the thing I try the most to do. Is there are some players that I'm friends with, and I try not to be friends with them because I want to be objective. And obviously, if a player's my friend, I won't be able to be objective. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather not have you as a friend. I'd rather just cover you for what it is, and then that way I could just be brutally honest about everything. So sometimes people build relationship with certain players or teams or coaches, and then they withdraw from being objective. And I don't know if that's what Joe's doing. I'm not hearing what you're hearing, so I'm not listening to Joe every day or something like that. So I don't know exactly, but I mean that would be my guess if he's doing that. But I would imagine that Joe is talking up the hell out of Tua. I gotta think Joe's giving plenty of love to Tua after what Tua's done. I got to figure that. I'm not hearing it. I do run into it every once in a while when I'm in the car, but I would imagine that he is giving Tua a lot of – I mean, how can you not give Tua love? You know what I mean? The way the Dolphins are progressing, I see our defense not losing any more games. That's hard, man. That's hard. Don't set yourself up that way. You know why? Let me give you a little piece of advice, because I've noticed it with fans over the years that it happens, and it happens to a lot of fans. We love our teams so much that we build up our expectations, and then we build up what we think is realism. And then when the team doesn't meet our realism, which is not really realistic, we then get mad at the team. And so I don't want you thinking that you're going to win all the games that are left. And then if you lose 2 or 3 from here on out and you end up 10-6, you should be ecstatic and not pissed off because you thought they were a 13-3 team, when at the beginning of the year and starting year 2 of a rebuild, coming off 5 wins, you would have never thought 13. You understand? So try not to do that to yourself, because I've watched fans over the years, and then they end up calling me and they end up texting me and reaching out to me and pissed off and yelling, and they should have been this and they should have been that, and really they shouldn't be that because they're not that good. And really, they're not a 13-3 team. So there's no real reason that they should run the table from here on out. So let's enjoy it week to week. Let's enjoy the rebuild and the progress that we're making, the massive amount of progress that we're making in such a short time. Think about this. A lot of people at the beginning of last year thought we were thinking about, me too, 3 to 4 years down the line is when we would start seeing the light of day and playoffs and things like that. In year 2, we're in the middle of possibly making the playoffs. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and already put them in the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship game. Let's just enjoy this week against the Chargers. That's all. That's it. Let's embrace this week. Let's support the team. Let's watch it. Let's talk about it. Let's react. And then we'll move on to the next week. But let's not talk about December right now when we're not even in December. And we don't know what's going to happen. So let's take it easy. We haven't been here in a long time. where we actually have a franchise now that knows what the hell they're doing. We got a front office, we got a coach, we got a team, we got a quarterback. Let's enjoy it, man. Let's enjoy this process. Let's enjoy week to week. Let's just enjoy this right here. You know, last week we watched them win into a second start. The kid balled. They were missing 5 coaches. They were missing a few players too, and they were able to overcome all that. And players got injured during the game, and they overcame that and won it. So now we got maybe Wilkins and Van Noy out, right? And there's a couple of other guys too that are kind of banged up. Let's just enjoy this moment. That's all. No reason to think so far ahead right now. Samuel Robina gives us a little love on the super chat. Big O, these next 4 weeks are crucial for the Finns. On paper, we should win. If we go out and handle business, we should be playoff bound. Yeah. That we could. There's no doubt. You're 5-3. You got a great shot at going 6-3. So that means you got 7 more games and you've won 6 already. Hell yeah, you're going to be Super Bowl. Speaking of getting ahead, you're playoff bound. Yeah, you got a shot at the playoffs. Yes, I'm with you all the way. Let's see, what else do we have here? Big O, haven't the Heat made us feel like anything is possible? This team can win 12 games. Or are you talking about? Yeah, I think you meant the Dolphins, not the Heat. 12 is a lot, man. It's a lot. You're asking for, the injuries to go your way, that you're not getting a lot of the bad breaks. We got COVID also in the middle of all of this. At this point, look, I thought it was an 8-8 team at best. Now they're looking like they can get to 10. I don't know about 12 right now. You know what I mean? Let me wait a couple more weeks to see what the hell's going on with all of this. But there's no doubt. Listen, we got a lot more hope now than we did. All I want you guys to do is don't think about 12 wins right now. Don't think about 13. Don't think about winning 10 in a row. Don't think about the Super Bowl. Don't think about any of that, man. Let's just enjoy this week. That cliche that players and coaches do all the time, that we go week to week here and we don't think about. I think we should do the same thing. I think we don't need to get ahead of ourselves because that just builds stuff up for no reason, right? I think we're better off just looking at this game and enjoying what's going to go on Sunday. That's kind of the way I would handle it. Now, speaking of the Heat, by the way, because since you mentioned it, I just want to throw it out there that, we talked about Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and those two guys they're not fits here. They do not fit the culture. That's not the kind of player you want on this team. Those guys aren't going to be happy playing off the ball, which is what you have to do a lot in Miami because we spread the ball around, right? And so I think we've talked about how I'm not a fan of Harden or Westbrook. But I'll tell you this. The Bradley Beal one is one that I'm extremely interested in. That one I like. Now, the question is, what do you have to give up in order to get Bradley Beal? Bradley Beal's a team player. Bradley Beal's a good kid. Bradley Beal will play with the ball, off the ball, score. This is a guy that is a leading scorer in the NBA. This kid can ball. He just plays on a terrible team. Here, he'll be a better player, a better defender. He'll be in better spirits here because he'll be part of a great organization. You know what I mean? So this, I think, is a great opportunity. Now, here's the problem. He's under contract. He just signed that extension with them. What do you got to give up to get him? And that's the problem I have with that deal. That's the only thing that I don't know. What will it cost to acquire Bradley Beal? And that's what I need to know. Because you can't give up too much of your young guys. And I know other people are going to want to trade for him, and, you know, they may have better packages or anything. But I love where the Heat is at right now, that I don't need you to force the issue by acquiring somebody that forces you to give up multiple assets. I'd rather you continue to stay liquid. You know Bam's not going to sign that deal this offseason. You know he's going to sign it next offseason because he's going to allow them to have the cap space to add a max player while he gets his supermax contract. So instead of getting a max now, he'll get a supermax in the summer after this next season coming up. So that's going to happen. Come on, man. Nobody's better at wink-wink than the Miami Heat. But I'll tell you this. If Bradley Beal's available, that's one guy that I would inquire. As long as I don't have to give up too much that would cripple my team and it kind of becomes a wash. You know what I'm saying? Because what Bradley Beal is producing, you know, if you give up 2 or 3 players, combined, those players are producing a lot more than Bradley Beal. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. But that's going to be the hook and the problem with that deal. As much as you like Bradley Beal, you're going to have to give up something in order to acquire him. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because, ladies and gentlemen, that is a 24-hour talk show there on Twitter, always happening there on Twitter. What else was I going to say? Damn, there was something else that I want. Oh, I have it here, I think, in my notes that I wanted to talk about. Oh, Canes and Vatek. You know, I found it really odd when I looked at the numbers today. Vatek is favored by 1.5. There's no home field advantage. There's not 70,000 drunken idiots at Blacksburg. So you're not playing a night game where they've been liquored up all day, and it's a pain in the ass to get in, a pain in the ass to get out. You got fans screaming in you. You know, there might be, 20% in the stands? That's not really the kind of home field advantage that people are used to, the kind of home field that really makes a difference. They don't have that going on right now. And I saw where Vatek is 4-3, Miami is 6-1. Now, here's where I got to criticize myself a little bit. Because I kind of laughed at the people that were complaining about how are you starting Tua against the Rams? It's Aaron Donald. He's going to kill the young man. He's coming off a hip surgery. Are you kidding me? They've got a guy there, Michael Brockers. They got a hell of a defensive front. Why would you start Tua? And then 2 weeks later, after they start Tua and he struggles, those people that were complaining about starting him, they then complained that Tua struggled. And then they said, well, Tua maybe is not the guy. Justin Herbert's the guy. And so they overreacted about all of this. Because you can't say that, how can you start Tua against them, and then you're going to act surprised that he struggled? Because what happened was exactly what you thought would happen. It's not an easy thing to start against those guys as your first game, but they did it. And yet people complained. So, here I go. I've been saying so far at 6-1 that I'm not impressed with the Canes. Very impressed with De'Aaron King the last couple of weeks, especially this past week. He put on a show like I've never seen any quarterback in the history of the University of Miami. And I put on Twitter that was a top 3 performance by a Canes QB the last 20 years. I could argue it's the best performance in the last 20 years by a Canes QB, but whatever. And so I'm talking about week after week. I'm still not, I wasn't impressed with the Canes last week beating NC State. I was impressed with De'Ara King, but I was not impressed with the team at all. So then I act surprised that Vatek is favored by 1.5. So meanwhile, Vegas is just as unimpressed about the Canes as I am. That's why they've got Vatek favored by 1.5. You know, normally at home, you get 3 points, right? If they think both teams are even, then the home team's leaving with 3. That's the way it is. So in this case, this team's 4-3. They haven't really put up a great record. Their defense is terrible. Okay? You could tell that Frank Beamer is gone. Okay? You could tell that that defense is not the same anymore that it used to be. And so I think Miami should win this game by 7 or 10 points. They're not liquored up fans. This is not that difficult of a road game anymore. You have a better record. And Vatek has been so unimpressed. Yet Vegas has them favored. Which then now makes me completely nervous about this matchup. So says the guy that tells you, well, hell, Vegas has overlooked the Dolphins and I keep winning. Vegas overlooks the Heat and I keep winning. So why couldn't they have overlooked the Canes right now? We can win this one.
You know, it's one thing during that North Carolina game, man, that was really disturbing. And we had touched about it. Guys having Reed's number and Sean Taylor's number. Man, our secondary on some of those passes were nowhere near the receiver, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they were technique, Reed. Bro, it was crazy. Guys running 20 yards and nobody around them.
Yeah. No, terrible. Yeah.
And back in the day, look, that little pass play back to the quarterback, okay, and him running down the big offensive line. Our defensive backs do not get destroyed like that down there, especially that close to the goal line.
Yeah.
2 guys got destroyed inside the 10-yard, like they weren't even there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Miami Kid J says, Big O King has improved that deep ball considering the fact that he's got Famine at receiver, but I am happy for the kid. He has. And maybe it wasn't so much him, it was just timing with the receivers. But, hey, we got to give Mike Harley a lot of credit, bro. That he's scored touchdowns 3 weeks in a row, and he's had 2 monster weeks. So we got to give Harley a little love that maybe he's turned the corner finally and woken up a little bit. You know, we still need to see more from Pope, but Pope and Wiggins have contributed at least. I will say that. And this is all without Brevin Jordan, who would help a lot if we actually had him in the lineup.
I was just going to say, can you imagine Mallory and Jordan, bro?
Yeah.
What that would do for your receivers?
Yeah.
What that would do for your running backs?
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
Man.
Matthew Walker says, with Wilkins out, could we see more of Jason Stowbridge? Yes. Which, doesn't that make you excited? Like for me, I know Christian Wilkins can play. It sucks that he's out. I'm sorry about that. Okay? A little pissed that you're jumping on people. Christian, stop jumping on people, please. But I actually want to see Stowbridge. That's kind of who I am, bro. I'm good with that. I want to see. He's a draft pick.
You're enjoying these injuries we're having to see guys.
Because we have other draft picks that we can see.
Right.
So you don't get to see Robert Hunt actually play unless Austin Jackson got injured. Not that I want Austin Jackson injured, but now I found out that Robert Hunt can play. So now people can't say, have you seen Mike Hunt? Have you seen Mike Hunt? No, we saw Mike Hunt. He can play. You know? So now Jason Stowbridge, I don't want to see Wilkins out. Certainly don't want to see Van Noy out. But, dude, if this gives Van Ginkel more time, if this gives Jason Stowbridge more time, if Raekwon Davis is going to play more, I'm good. I want to find out about those guys too. When we roll around the draft, right, we're going to know, oh, no, Stowbridge can play, bro. We got depth there. Oh, no, we got depth on the offensive line. This guy can play. That guy can play. Have I not said on this show a couple of times that I'm looking forward to the next time Michael Dieter has to play?
Yes, you have.
Have I not said that?
Several times.
Okay. Why? Because I'm not giving up on the kid after 1 year. That's ridiculous. They gave up on Gesicki, and now you look stupid.
You have to assume with all the different players that we've seen develop and move forward,
Right.
you got to figure Dieter, especially him in that Dallas game being moved to another position and him just trying.
Yeah.
The guy's got guts, man.
Yeah, I like Dieter. So let's give him some time. Let's give him another shot. I don't know when it is. I don't wish any injuries on anybody on the offensive line. But the next time he plays, I'm not about cringing about it. I'm about excited about it. Think about this. If you can get Dieter to come around, then you hit on your 3 and the guy you drafted last year. That's 4. That's effed up, dude. Like, that's just some sick-ass G stuff that you do right there in the front office. Because hitting on all 3 guys this year, that's just total G move. And if the kid takes, his second year, which how many linemen have you seen develop in years 2 and 3 and 4? You know what I mean? Billy Turner left us and kept playing elsewhere. What was the other guy that played for the Giants and a couple of other places that he left us? He was a guard. Trying to remember the other guy that we lost outside of and it took them a couple years to figure it out. But they've been starters in other places. And you're like, man, we had them here. But again, you can't give up on linemen early. You can't just play them 1 year and say, oh, it's done. Some linemen take 2-3 years to figure things out. You got to have some patience and work with them.
The Mike Hunt thing and Porky's.
Yes.
On our Dolphins, bro, we have seen no Pee-wees this season.
No Pee-wees. No Pee-wees. But we do need them to start being more road graders like Beulah, ball breaker. Okay? That's what we need. Little Mike 551 says, I love Canes, but the Dolphins got all my attention. Plus, when the defense is not good, the games are boring. I'm a former QB, but I love defense. Tremolio says, has anyone actually seen an article what Preston actually has? Fracture, sprain. They don't tell you that anymore, Tremolio. They just say foot. They won't tell you it's the third metacarpal or whatever in the foot. They're not going to tell you that, he strained the ligament or it's plantar fasciitis or whatever. They're just going to say, oh, John Jerry, thank you. All the John Jerrys coming in. Thank you. Somebody put Dallas Tom. I don't think Dallas ever caught on. I think he was a bust. But John Jerry and Butler, is it Butler I said before? Billy Butler, right? Yeah. Those 2 guys have gone on to continue to play in the NFL. You can't give up on linemen right away. Just can't do that. Let's see. Turner went to the Packers. There you go. Billy Turner went to the Packers. Thank you. Billy Turner also, was in Denver too, right? I think. Billy Turner got better with, there you go, better with Denver and then played well with Green Bay. There you go. Marlins hire first female GM. Yes, Revo, we talked about that, man. It's pretty good stuff.
Oh, on the average, okay?
Yes.
It not mattering where we pick, okay, an offensive lineman. And we're not talking 1 through 4, not a 5 and a 6, whatever, okay? 1 through 4, at least 2-3 years as an offensive lineman to be like,
oh, yeah.
You know what, that guy kicks ass and takes names every play.
Yeah.
Or 90 whatever % of the time.
Yes.
Right? At least 2 or 3.
Yes.
Minimum.
Yes.
You know what, man? Again, Greer, you can't say enough, man. Depth, injury, we have 7 or 8 offensive linemen, bro.
No,
when was the last time we could say that?
In a year and a half, they turned over the roster. They're winning. They have depth in some places. Other places they don't. I get it. But they're not supposed to. The fact that they have depth in certain places, for years our team couldn't have depth at all. And they just kept building team and team.
Hell, we were lucky to have 11 on offense and 11 on defense. Forget
Never even
The
had
20,
five on the
30.
line.
Yeah, right.
Never had a line, dude. Actually, I have like a line nowadays. It's ridiculous. All right, let's give you our picks in the NFL slate. We are 0-1 to start off the week. We went 3-2 last week. 0-1 so far because we took Tennessee yesterday +1. And obviously, thank you to Tannehill. I figured that they would be front-running the entire game and in control, but they weren't. They fell behind, and once you fall behind with Tannehill, you are in trouble. And so I was in trouble, ended up losing that one, unfortunately. My second pick this week, Tampa Bay is visiting the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, they have lost by 6 points a couple times this year, but they've also been extremely competitive in many games this year. And I think this is one of those games where they stay competitive with Tampa. I think they lose a close one, but Tampa Bay is favored by 6. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers and Teddy Bridgewater +6 in this one. So I'll go with the home dog, Carolina Panthers getting 6 points from Tom Brady and the Bucs. The over and under is 50.5. Tampa Bay is -250 in the money line. Panthers are +210 in the money line. I'm going Panthers +6. San Francisco, a terrible football team. They have been ravaged by injuries. They are a shell of what they've been. We know that they were a Super Bowl contender before all of these injuries and COVID took over. New Orleans, coming off a monster win against the aforementioned Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They routed them. They embarrassed Tampa and Tom Brady. I believe it was 38-3 was the score last week. I think they will embarrass San Francisco this time around. San Fran has way too many injuries to overcome. They don't have their quarterback. I believe they don't even have their starting tight end. New Orleans is favored by 10. The over and under is 49. San Francisco is +350 in the money line. New Orleans is -440 in the money line. I'm laying the 10 points here. Give it up. San Francisco is not going to make this a game. They will lose by 14 to 20 points here. So I'm laying the 10. Go New Orleans -10. The Chargers are visiting the Miami Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. The Dolphins, normally a home team, if both teams are even, they will give 3 points. Well, right now, Vegas has got Miami favored only by 1. So that tells me that Vegas feels a little bit more confident on the Chargers than I do. I have way more confidence in the Miami Dolphins. I have way more confidence in the Dolphin coaching staff. I have way more confidence in Tua now after settling last week. And also, Joey Bosa apparently is out now for the Chargers. That's going to be a huge loss for them. And so Miami, I think they were going to overcome all of this anyway. Austin Jackson's been out. They overcome, right? Other players have missed out, and they overcome, and they find ways to win games. I think Miami will do the same thing on Sunday, and I think they win by 6+ points. I do. I don't think they're going to win by 10, 20 or whatever, but 6, 7, 8 points, I could see them winning the game by that, which means they'll cover the -1 here. So I've got Dolphins -1, New Orleans -10, and Panthers +6. That is the selections of the week. Jesse Minneapolis, thank you. Love on the Super Chat. Thank you, Jesse. Says, Orlando, I'm loving the optimism folks are showing. I'm excited too. But, as the great AC/DC says, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. You know, I almost feel like I got to listen to some AC/DC on the way home. I'll listen to Onside Radio. That's my job. Like right now I can't do my job listening to Onside Radio, but I can trust Alex Dono. That's the good thing. It's always nice to put it in somebody's hands that you feel confident in. They're competent, they're respectful, they do an excellent job, and Alex Dono is all of that and so much more. He does such an awesome job. And thank you all out there for following Onside Radio on Twitter and on Facebook and Instagram. And thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading the My Radio Tuner app and finding our station and liking it, starring it, whatever it is, all of that good stuff. Little Mike 551 says, you can't give up on no draft pick. I give him 3 years. I give a QB 4 or 5, but Tua is good right now. He only needs reps. I see us winning at least a playoff game. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. I know you're getting way ahead, but I hope you're right. NorCal says, I knew it and predicted 27-17 Colts, Fins 34-14, and the under 48. Let's see. Lazy Lightsaber says, fire Gase. How does this dude have a head coaching job and still make him Dolphins equipment manager? He is terrible. Big O, do you think Hibbert is going to throw more yards than Tua? That's a good one. No, I don't think so, because we got a secondary. So I'm going to say no. They do have receivers, man. Mike Williams is a really, really good receiver. Keenan Allen is a really Pro Bowl-like receiver. But I like our corners, so no. I'm going to say Tua will pass for more yards than Justin. Herbert, by the way, because I know you put Hibbert. Big O, do you Gase shouldn't be allowed to build a taco, let alone a team. Oh, I think you're going to lose your shirt on that Tampa Bay Carolina game. I'm expecting a big Brady turnaround after a bad previous week. You might be right. You might be right. We'll see. We shall see what we'll see. Right? What was that? We shall see what we see. What movie is that? Because he says it with a twang. We shall see what we see. Damn. Somebody help me.
Are you trying to do a bit of a southern drawl there, buddy?
Yeah, and he says, we shall see what we see. What movie is that? Damn.
I was thinking what we got here is failure to communicate.
Yeah, but no, it's not that movie.
Well, I'm just saying, right now you got a failure
It's a reminder.
to communicate.
Well, yeah, no, yeah. Well, ask my wife. That happens every day. 786-322.
And that would be Cool Hand Luke, by the way.
Yes. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on that's in Under Siege. When he talks to the redheaded guy about getting kicked out of the kitchen because they're bringing in the copter and all those people, and then he says, well, we shall see what we see. That's it. It's the redheaded dude from Under Siege. There you go. Super Boom Shack says Smokey and the Bandit. No, it's Under Siege.
Now, the Smokey and the Bandit is, when we get home, Junior, I'm going to punch your mama right in the mouth.
Yeah, there's
for having you.
There's no way used from my loins. Okay? If we don't go 4-0 in the next 4, I'm going to be kind of disappointed. See? You see what I'm saying? He wasn't here for that segment. He did not hear that. Little Mike did not hear my segment at all. I can tell you he joined us late on that one. Didn't I tell you? I've been doing this 30 years, dude. 30 years. I know how you guys think, okay? I know how you ladies think. I know how you fanatics think. Little Mike right there. If we don't go 4-0 in the next 4, I'm going to kind of be disappointed. And we're 5-3. There is no room for disappointment, Dolphin fans. Okay? Get on board with me. Please get on board the positive train. Please get on board the realistic train. We're not supposed to be here after year. We're not supposed to be 5-3 after a complete teardown last year. Okay? Little Mike, telling you, my brother, you don't want to think like that.
it doesn't take long for us to create benchmarks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know what? I love that segment. I really do. In the first hour you did, let's just enjoy this.
Yeah.
Can we stop any negative, any putting up expectation? Just be happy.
I'll give
Can
you.
we just be happy?
I'll give you another one.
We've had no happiness in 2020. Try it.
I talked about this on Onside Radio today from 11 to 1. Well, for those of you that are tuning in, and might as well, if you haven't seen the show on a consistent basis, because had a couple of days off earlier this week. I'm on every day 11 to 1 over at OnsideRadio.com. You can download the app, MyTuner Radio, and you can check us out there, search Onside. And we got a great lineup, man. Manny Navarro's there, Alex Dono's there, Ethan Skolnick's there. Kaylin Kyle does a great soccer show. Our morning show, The Morning Juice with Lemon City Live, those guys are a lot of fun. Check it out, please. And you'll enjoy. Trust me, you're really going to enjoy what we're doing. But I'll give you a thing about this. And I get that Omar Kelly has a job to do, and I love Omar Kelly. Omar's a friend of mine, dude. I will defend Omar to the death. Not that I agree with him on everything Dolphins or football. He and I disagree many times over. Okay, but like I tell you, right now is not the time to talk about negativity. Right now is not the time when it comes to the Dolphins. We have to be realistic. What they're doing for us right now, what Chris Greer and Brian Flores are doing, is unheard of, dude. You tore the team down to the bone last year with barely any talent left over, and in a year and a half, you're now 5-3. Are you out of your mind? You were 0-7 last year. You're 5-3 now. You went 10-7 now in the last 17 games. You've gone 5-1 now after you went 0-2. There's no room for complaining. So, and if they win 3 or 4, little Mike, you should be super happy, bro. Think about it. You're going to be disappointed if they're not 4-0. Okay, so if they're 3-1, you're going to be disappointed that they're 8-4. Let's go over that again. You're going to be disappointed that they're 8-4. How does that make any sense? Right? So Omar writes this article today. They're 5-3 in their first 8 games. Things are trending in the right direction. Your young quarterback's playing really well. All this kind of stuff, right? Here's the headline. Kelly, what could prevent these Dolphins from reaching the postseason? Commentary, okay? First thing he puts, roster gets watered down further by injuries and COVID-19. Dude, that can happen to anybody. So why are we mentioning this now? Like injuries and COVID, of course we know it can take a toll on anybody. But, I mean, come on, why are we going to talk about this now? That's not the issue. Tua Tagovailoa's development stalls. My Lord, he's only played 2 games. We're already talking about his development stalling. And if you tell me that it's other quarterbacks that, maybe I don't know as well, but this kid, nobody studies harder than this kid. Nobody asks more questions than this kid. This guy wants to find out from his defensive guru head coach what the defenses are doing. He goes and asks the defensive players, what can I do to improve? And on that play, what were you thinking on this play when I threw it? All of these, this guy gets into it at every level. So we're going to talk about his development stalls. The third point he makes, Dolphins start losing the turnover battle. But why would they? You're a good team. You've gone through half the season winning the turnover battle. Why wouldn't you win the turnover battle in the second half? That's just like saying, well, the offensive line forgets how to play. They all become Chuck Knoblaw. They start throwing out into the stands. I mean, it's just like, really? Come on, Omar. Do we have to talk about this now? Quarterback's playing well. Offensive line's playing well. I mean, give me a break. Devontae Parker has fought through a lot. Gesicki's grown up. The defense is playing out of its mind. Ogbah's having a Pro Bowl year. I mean, do we really have to do this? Number 4, Miami's rushing attack continues to struggle, but they're 5-3 with the struggling rushing attack. Why do we have to bring this up? What more is it going to struggle? You know what I mean?
I love that last point. You know, imagine if we were getting 4 yards a clip running the ball.
I mean, but you can write that article for anybody. Okay? Well, how Kansas City can't make the playoffs. Well, Pat Mahomes gets on crack. You know, Tyreek Hill loses his leg. You know, I could just start doing that too. COVID ravages the locker room and half of them go out. Yeah, I could come up with that article too with every team. It was just like, I saw that today and it was like this giant bucket of just ice water being thrown on me, like, just cool down. And I'm like, come on, bro. This is not the time for this. You know, I talked about this on my show. There's a lot of things he could write about. How the Dolphins have developed 3 tight ends, and the 2 blocking guys are now catching the ball along with Gesicki, helping the offense be more multiple. I could talk about that. I could talk about how they have 6 offensive linemen when they never had 2 or 3 in years past. I could talk about the amazement of Tua's transformation from coming to from off the bench to starting. I could talk about his relationships, how Tua has done a great job of building relationships with teammates, with coaches, and that he immediately has gained that respect and that they play hard for him and they like him. I can write about so many things. I can write about Chris Greer's vision to say, no, I know Byron Jones is going to cost us a lot of money, but if we have 2 shutdown corners, it will make the entire defense better. I can write about Van Ginkel growing in the position, a guy that was picked in the fifth round. I can talk about the Texans draft pick, the kid, the Texas draft pick, the Jones kid, the safety.
Playing linebacker.
Yeah. I mean, I could just go on and on and on and talk about all the amazing stories. I could talk about Jason Sanders will not miss from the moon. Okay?
Record consecutive field goals, 20.
20.
And we've had some pretty good field goal kickers in our day.
Yes, definitely. But I can talk about that. I can write about that. There are so many things to write about with the Dolphins right now. You could just write a Flores story alone, dude. You could write a Chan Gailey story. People thought he was old. People thought he was washed up. He was out of football. He's done a great job. They're 5-3. He did a good job with Fitz, and he's doing a good job with the rookie. Why can't we talk about that? You can write an article about all of that. You're going to write an article about the 10 things that are going to bring you down? Come on, man. I saw that and it was like, damn, Omar. You're a killer right now. You're wiping me out.
All those people, you know what, I want to know what color the sky is in their world, bro.
Yeah, man. Like right now is not the time to take any negativity, man. Julius 305 chiming in with a little love on the super chat. How's that? Oh, yes, definitely. Okay. Julius, thank you. He says, stop saying 30 years. We old. Shaking my head, yes. Yeah, but it's the reality, bro. It's the reality. I'm completing my 30th year, dude. Okay? At the end of this year, it'll be my 30th year in this business, bro. All right?
When it comes to age, you know what I say. Refuse to go quietly into that good night. Go kicking and screaming, fighting, clawing, biting.
Yep.
I refuse to get old, bro.
Yep. 91 it started, and this is the 30th year, dude. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. You know?
Old people don't do up and backs on concerts to Tampa, especially, okay?
Yeah.
We do, bro.
Oh, no. I mean, I am old, but I'll never act old. That you can forget about it. You'll never see me act my age, ever. Not even close to it. I won't even be in the vicinity, as they say.
If you did, I wouldn't know who the hell you were.
Right. Exactly. That is the truth. That is definitely the tooth. Let's see, what else do we have here? And the other thing, and Julius, thank you again for the love on the super chat, man. Appreciate all of you out there, man. The other thing that, I tell you there's no space for it right now, at least right now. Listen, if they're playing like crap, then we can talk about but right now, it was nice to hear on the broadcast last night how they gave the Dolphins some love and they recognized what's going on here in South Florida. Go ahead, Bill.
For the Dolphins, I don't think anybody's done a better job over the last calendar year, and it obviously predates that. But with the results now coming, I agree, for Coach Flores and the Miami Dolphins, they are fun to watch, and now they've got Tua Tagovailoa showing what kind of a winner he is with the way he's played in a couple of starts.
Isn't it kind of fitting that last year there was all this discussion about the Dolphins tanking for Tua and all that went into that, and then they started winning some games, and it's like, wait a minute, that's not the way this is supposed to go. And, of course, Joe Burrow became the guy, but they ended up with Tua, and what he's been able to do is, look, I mean, I know how hard it is to come into the league and play as a rookie, and a lot of these guys, Joe Burrow's another one of them, but Tua Tagovailoa, he's made it look easy as well. I mean, these guys are really doing a heck of a job. The league's in good hands. When you look across the landscape of the league with some of these young guys that are now playing and at the level that they're playing at.
There you go. And that's nice to see, because that's what the Dolphins deserve now, man. They deserve love. They deserve credit. They deserve praise. They deserve the attention that they should get. That they're kicking butt, man. They've done what Chris Grier has done is unheard of, bro. Unheard of.
I remember you always saying that as a good GM, you should be able to turn over and flip your roster 3 years.
3 years.
With the cap-strappedness we had,
yeah,
coupled with what we had, what we've been able to do after 1 year, man, nobody, right, has ever done it like this fast.
No. I mean,
in the salary cap era.
You could turn a basketball team around because it's 12 guys, and you only need 2 or 3 on the floor.
The Lakers showed you only need 2.
And the Heat did too, and everybody.
Well, we had 3.
No, but what I'm saying is we went and got the big 3 and completely changed everything for us. And that's what I'm saying, that you could do that. But in football, it's 53 men. It's a large roster. Okay? Even baseball, it's 24. Hockey, I think it's around 24, 25 or whatever. But it's not like football that it's 53 men on the roster. And it takes a lot to turn it over. And they've done it in 2 drafts in a season and a half. And think about this. If you're this good drafting and trading and moving around, I can't wait for this next draft to add more players. Are you out of your mind? Wow. That's fantastic. Folks, the Season of Performance event is going on right now at Craig's Inns. Acura of Pembroke Pines, the 2021 RDX is in, $339. And by the way, they've got the special RDX in there. It's got the color, that orange color from the NSX, and only like 300 and something were made. What color is it? Thermal Orange Pearl.
That sounds spacious, right? Like it should be on the space shuttle.
Do you remember the NSX that was there that was like orange?
Bro, of course.
That's the RDX. It's that color.
It's that color?
They only made 300 of those. They're special edition.
The paint, the way it comes off the car, it looks like it will not fit a standard lane driving down the road.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The paint's like 10 foot, makes the car 10 foot wide.
It's awesome. 2020 ILXs, you can get them at $189. 2020 TLXs, you can get them at $249 while they last, of course. And you know they're always ready to make a deal right now, baby. The Season of Performance event is going on right now. The #1 volume sales dealership, Acura's, in the Southeast United States is right here at 15601 Pines Boulevard. So come on out here, say hi to the boys, tell them that I sent you. Trust me, they will definitely take care of you. Great people out here to take care of you. And make sure you tell them that Big O sent you, whether you're buying a new car or a certified pre-owned. Tell them that Big O sent you at Craig's Inns, Acura of Pembroke Pines.
America's premium sport compact sedan is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. 2020 ILX, $199 a month, $199. And Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your family dental needs, please reach out to Moody's Dental. I've known Eric for a while, a big fan of our show. Call him at 305-821-0231. Whether it's you or your kids that need some dental help, whether it's implants, Invisaligns, they are the experts. Or if you're just looking to fill a cavity or clean your teeth, or maybe even get a crown, you are going to love the professionalism, the family-like atmosphere. And of course, when you talk about being clean, that's what it's all about in today's society. You are going to go to an extremely clean place. Go to moodyusdental.com, go to the website, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Moodius Dental. Tell them that Big O sent you. 305-821-0231, or go to moodyusdental.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs, you got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, they have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines. All right, we back.
Can I just say something in the beginning of the show?
Yes.
The way you went off and strained your voice on Friday after using it all week, the way you did, was that because of the sun? Us getting to see the sun for missing it the last 5 seconds.
Oh, you're talking about the opening.
Yes, the opening.
Yell.
The way you went off. I meant to say, bro.
I was just happy that I was able to do this again because it sucks because we only did 2 shows this week. So I like doing this show.
And the other thing
I
was,
really enjoy doing this show.
It's awesome. And everybody, look, I got to say this also. Having me run and close the door on your car, bro, to have lights on the freaking, on the well of the door, even in the back seat. How many people sit in your back seat to see those lights? Can I ask?
I don't think anybody sat back there yet so far.
I did.
Oh, you
when
did?
we went to St. Pete, remember?
Oh, that's right, you did, yeah. Well,
To see the very first Inter Miami game.
Yeah, I think you're the only one that's ever sat back there.
The wife joined us. I had no shotgun. I was in the back.
Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. You're the only one that sat in that back seat so far. The Raging Dolphin, Ahmed, averaged 5.4 yards per carry. If we run the ball more, it's better. I don't think we're good running the ball. Good if we barely run. Give the ball to Ahmed 15 to 20 times. If he balls, I'm sure they'll give him more of the ball. There's no doubt about that. What else do we have here? Omar's trying to double back to maintain his objectivity on Tua. Easy to see. Man, he did go to bat for Brent and Miko. Nothing wrong with Brent's a good dude, bro. Brent, I know Miko was controversial and all that stuff. You got to compartmentalize the two. Brent Grimes is a classy young man. I got no issues with either one. I get along with both, but I get the whole Miko thing and how controversial she is and all of that. But there's nothing controversial about Brent Grimes. He just has a controversial wife. That's all. We don't know how to be as fans of winning teams. Fans are waiting for something to go wrong because that's what we're used to. Exactly. You can't blame Omar, though. He's covered a garbage team for over 10 years. So it's affected him.
But you've done a massive cleanup. There is no more garbage.
I know. I mean, that's what I see. I wonder if Omar and Hyde being negative is their way of showing their expertise. Let's see. What else do we have here on the text line? Flores told Omar, congrats on the baby coming. And he didn't even say thanks. He didn't? It's weird. Big O has a face for TV. Come on, Bromar. You know that's not true. I have a complete face for radio.
That's because you have a COVID mask that are really cool to go with your concert shirt.
Exactly.
That's what...
yeah. Well, that's true. This is the only way I have a face for radio, as long as I got a mask.
Hey, guess what I got for you, bro?
You got Flores?
Yes, sir. Ready to go.
Let me answer a couple more here.
Yes,
a second
for sure.
To...
You know what? We owe them a few days, right?
Yes. Big O, it's a shame that radio doesn't appreciate a great radio personality like you anymore. Love listening to you, bro. Experience and knowledge. Yeah, but T-Zone, dude, I'm on radio every day. We have our own radio station. I'm the station manager. Okay? All right? OnSideRadio.com. Download the app, My Radio Tuner. It's a free app. Search Onside Radio. Find it there, T-Zone. All right? Support us there. We're on every day at 11 a.m., 11 to 1. Ethan Skolnick's before me. We got the Morning Juice before that from 8 to 10. Those guys are awesome. I've got Alex Dono behind me from 1 to 5. Kalen Kyle does a soccer show from 5 to 6. And then Manny Navarro and the Insiders from 6 to 8. So we got a great lineup, man. Way better than anything that's on any of the other stations. And we're on every day. Radio, baby. So, yeah, we're back. I just don't have to deal with the corporate idiots anymore. That's all. My boss is Jorge Mas. That's it. That's the only person I answer to.
O is large and in charge. Well, you're not large, and medium. Yeah. O is medium and in charge of Onside.
Yep. Pats fans are so spoiled. I remember a year ago, I think, when they lost a home game, the fans booed the team. Zoe Vegas says, Pats fans are even turning on Belichick after 2 decades. It happens. Let's see. Bromar says, beef up the O-line, add a running back and a wide receiver. Drew Boo says, called the Pats losing season. Yeah, I told you they would struggle to get to 500. You get lucky on some predictions. There, I got lucky on that one.
You said 500 for the Pats. Is this like your
they'd struggle?
They'll
struggle to get to 500.
Well, here. You said 0-16. The Dolphins were 5+. You're saying the Pats should have been like 7. Should we take 5 off?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like the reverse. I like it. If Tua turns into a star, Omar will say, remember, I banged the table for him. If Tua turns out to be a dud, Omar will say, I warned you, do not draft an injury-prone QB. Herman says, Big O, did you get your Tua jersey? No, I have not, Herman. You have hit a sore spot, sir.
They've done that to you a few times today, man. What is it?
Haven't got my Tua jersey. I'm pissed. I want my Tua jersey, bro. Need to have my Tua jersey. I haven't bought a Dolphin jersey in forever. Like a long time, dude.
If you had to guess, which was the last one?
It was a Marino jersey. I have like 3
of them. You got that
them.
Throwback Hall of Fame.
I got like 3 of them. I have a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in my closet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get a Junior Seau?
I have a David Bowens. That's a real game-worn jersey because he gave it to me.
Oh.
I was a beat guy then, and I was friendly with David.
Did you
I was friendly with a lot of players. When I was a beat guy, I was pretty tight with most of the players in the locker room. Actually, it was actually really cool. Even though they had terrible times and the finishes were horrible and stuff like that, but I was tight with pretty much every player. The only player nobody was tight with was Lawrence Phillips, who was there for 2 weeks, and Brock Marion, who's an asshole, like a raging asshole. We have the raging Dolphin maniac here. The raging asshole in the locker room was Brock Marion. But I got along with everybody, and David Bowens was one of those guys, super, super, super cool. Okay, and it was the last week of the season, and they were cleaning their locker rooms, and so I was BSing with him, and he goes, "Hey, oh, you want this jersey?" And I go, "Let me ask the PR."
Right. Yes.
So I went and I said, "Hey, David wants to give me a jersey. Can I take it?" And they said, "Yes. If the player's giving it to you, you can take it." And I said, "All right, I'm taking it." And so he signed it, and I still have it to this day.
Bro, you killed it. I thought you were going to say, I gave Tim Bowen a Coke, and he threw me and you said, hey, thanks, Tim Bowens.
No, David
Joe
Bowens.
Green.
Not Tim Bowens. David Bowens.
Okay.
Okay, and I was tight with Timbo, too.
I was just trying to do like a Mean Joe Green, moment
Timbo.
for you, like the commercial back in the day. Thanks, me, Joe.
Timbo, if you're ever watching, we love you, brother. You were awesome, dude. I'm talking about the person. We know you were awesome as a player. I'm talking about the person. Tim Bowens was awesome as a person. Really cool dude. Really like him a lot. Let's see. Oh, I like Onside Radio, but prefer you on here as we can interact with you and can read your comments. Yeah, we will add camera to Onside. Well, the camera's already there. We just haven't activated cameras all day yet, but it's coming. We're on the brink of that. We're leveling all this stuff off in the first month, and then we'll take our next step, and then continue to grow in the process. Anthony Giandelletti says brother got COVID at his job and brought it home. Found out a couple of days. I got COVID, but I'm feeling better every day. Hope everybody's staying safe and wearing masks. Hang in there, my brother. Wow, that's a tough one, Anthony. As long as you're safe and healthy, and your brother and everybody else is safe and healthy, that's good. The good thing is most of us can survive this. It's the Russian roulette thing that we don't know who are the few that it's going to really affect. And that's the problem. That's the scary part about all of this. It's the ignorance to think, oh, no, most people survive. Yeah, but there are people losing their lives. Do you not care? It's like crazy. How do you not care about the people that are dying? How do you not care about people losing family members? I know 5 people that I know that have been affected by COVID because they lost somebody. And a couple of people that lost their parents that were going to live for many more years. They weren't sick, but they ended up, they were older, but they still had easily 10, 15, 20 years to live. And now they're not going to be around for some of my friends? No, man. Unacceptable. So, yeah, we gotta all take care of each other and look out for each other. That's what we should do. Big O, why is Tim Bowens not on the Ring of Honor? I don't know. Because defensive tackles don't put up the stats. I guess. That's the only thing. But you're right. Let's do it. Let's hear from Coach Flo. Let's hear from Brian Flores, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Today, he addressed the Meteors, and we'll break it down. Go ahead.
Hi, Brian. Are Van Noy and Wilkins ruled out for Sunday, I should say, and will Matt Breida play Sunday?
Christian and Kyle Van Noy are on COVID IR. Breida, he's listed as questionable. So, anyone who's on IR is unavailable. So.
Omar.
Just to follow up on that, so we're to assume that this wasn't a false positive, that these two are actually on the COVID list and will not be available for you on Sunday?
I'm not going into anybody's medical situation. They're on COVID IR and they're unavailable.
Cam?
Hey, how you doing, Brian? I just wanted to ask, when you look at sort of what you guys were able to do, I hate to go last week, but
He stayed. See, he still wants to leave the one thing that could be in doubt, because I kind of feel Wilkins is definitely out, but it almost feels like Van Noy is the guy that could get activated if he passes a certain amount of tests, or he stays on that list. But he doesn't want to give it away to the reporter, because then he'll be giving it away to who? The Chargers. So he's going to stay coy on it. Maybe he has no shot at playing, but he doesn't want to like flat out just tell you. So he just says, hey, they're on the COVID list. They're unavailable right now. Oh, no, they tested negative. They're off the COVID list. They're available to us. That's it. But we got to keep them on the COVID list until they test negative. Now they tested negative. Now we can tell you. So I like how he kept it coy, and he kept it away, not just from the reporters, but he's also keeping it away from the team, the opposing team. Go ahead, Bill.
What you guys were able to do against Arizona, were you able to learn anything maybe based on how, Cliff Kingsbury went about your defense that sort of changes how, you expect the Chargers to combat it?
Every week's different. Every coordinator's different, offensively, defensively, in the kicking game. Players are different. So, I think, there's always, pieces of a game plan that if they're similar, then potentially you could use it if you feel comfortable with it, offensively or defensively. But there's really no way to know, Cam, to be honest with you. So we try to prepare for everything. And, at the end of the day, you got to rely on your technique, your fundamentals, and following your rules and try to play sound football.
Now, really, and Cameron Wolf does an excellent job for ESPN. There's no way that you ask him what Arizona did to you on defense. Do you expect the Chargers to do the same? The coach is not going to answer that. He's not going to tell you philosophically what he thinks they're going to do to him. And he's not going to even address anything that they specifically did. So he generalized it and did not end up giving you any specifics because it would make no sense to give you specifics. So it's really a question that was never going to be answered. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bill.
Hal?
Hi, Brian. How many coaches, if any, do you anticipate not having available on Sunday?
We'll make that available to you guys later in the day. So, to league rule now. But again, I'm not going to go on anybody's medical situation. I think that's.
See, it's not a league rule on the player side.
Obviously has.
But this has become a league rule, so he has to give it to him.
Had medical situations, and I think we all should have that privacy.
That's it, Flo.
In, these situations, that's not necessarily the case. So I'm not going to divulge anyone's medical situation.
Love it.
Steve?
Brian, you've busted some ceilings along the way. I'm wondering what your reaction is to the Marlins hiring of Kim Ng as the first general manager in major professional sports.
I think it's phenomenal. I think there are, quality candidates who are women, who are men, who are black, who are Asian, who are, I don't think it really matters. As long as they're qualified. So if they obviously she's, I don't know her. I don't know much about her, but I know the Marlins, they do their due diligence, and, they've done a great job of hiring, and they're just, coming off a really good season. So, I imagine she's very more than capable. For anyone who thinks a woman can't manage or coach or lead, I think is silly. That's just my personal opinion. So kudos to the Marlins, but at the same time, you always should hire the best person. So it's almost like catch-22. I mean, we want to give them, congratulate them and celebrate them for doing something groundbreaking. But at the same time, she's capable and she's worthy. Why wouldn't you do it?
We'll take two more, Omar.
Brian, I wanted to ask you about DeAndre Washington. Since he's been with the team, what have been your impression? And do you think, I know you played a lot of guys who got there last in a week and played the next Sunday. Do you think he's had enough time to contribute to your team?
He spent a lot of time with, Eric Stoodsville, and he's had 3 days of practice. He's, kind of gotten more comfortable each day. Eric spent a lot of time with him, and Eric's a really good coach, so he's gotten up to speed fairly quickly. So, we'll see if he can. We'll talk as a staff here in a little bit. And he's done a few things in the kicking game. He's done a few things offensively. But we can only take 48 to the game, so we'll see.
Last one, Travis.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask you about a moment that NFL Films captured on the sideline with you talking to your defensive line and your pass rush in general about getting after the quarterback. And I couldn't see who it was, but somebody had replied, "I got you, Coach, I got you." I was just curious who that was and if it's common for that type of energy to kind of be reciprocated for you and your players in the heat of the game like that.
I think it's an emotional game. So especially in late in the game, in those critical moments. And, as a coach, you try to encourage the guys, and our coaching staff done a really good job of that, encourage them and tell them what's expected of them and what we need to try to win the game. And I think the players, they've received it the right way. It's important to them that they execute. So I'm not exactly sure. I want to say I tried to wave the cameras off when I pulled the team together, because that's it's not about the cameras. It's about that group of guys. Clearly, they didn't listen to me, which is about right. But yeah, it's about those that group of guys and trying to execute and yeah, to have it reciprocated, that's par for the course for the group we have. I mean, it's important to them, so they'll do everything they can and try to execute and do it right. So, I mean, pick any guy, Shaq Lawson or Agba or Sealer or Christian Wilkins or Van Noy. I mean, I could have been any of them because, honestly, probably all of them in some form or fashion, whether it's their body language or they, yelled something out at me.
There we go. That's the head coach, Brian Flores. And Travis does a good job. Somebody was pointing out about Winfield asked the best football questions. We need more like him. I like Travis Winfield a lot. I don't think he likes me, actually. But I like him a lot. I think he does a really good job. I remember going back and forth with him a few years back on something. And my advice to him was to do things with a little bit more of an edge. And he's been, because he did a lot of fan stuff. And so it wasn't really it was more homerish thing. And so he ended up taking a job with the team. And it's a shame because, and I'm sure he's happy working and doing that stuff because the kid's talented. The kid puts in the work. He puts in the film work and all of that. I would have liked him to get an objective job. So, because I remember once I said something to him about, have a little bit of an edge, have, try to see both sides of it, even if it has to be negative. You got to see it, you got to call it, you got to address it. And you could tell in his coverage he didn't have that in him. And so taking this job now, working for the team, you can't be objective either because you have to be a homer. Because you work for the team. It's the way it is. But he's really talented, man. He knows his stuff. He works hard with all the film stuff. I remember when I told him that, hey, get an edge, and that way you could get a gig. I remember a couple of his, followers and fans got pissed at me and all that stuff, and it's like, whatever, man. I'm good, But, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not a fan of mine. But that's fine. It's all good. He does a nice job. He's a good kid. I wish him the best, as always. Winfield doesn't like Big O because Big O tells the truth. You will never see Travis criticize the Finns, even if they go and yeah, I know. That's why it's a very fan type of thing that he was doing, and so that's where he and I are a little different. I'm objective. If something's not right, I'm going to say it, and if it's right, I'm going to say it. That's kind of the way I roll.
I got a couple friends that get mad that don't like you because how objective you've been with the Dolphins.
All right, that's fine.
And they're like, he sits there and has the audacity to call himself a Dolphin fan. You know?
Right, but I'm
And I'm like,
but
dude,
I'm but
if
I'm
they suck, say they suck,
yeah,
man.
but the difference, see, what fans like that don't see is that I'm also a media member. So my job is to be objective.
Right.
And so when they suck, I'm going to tell you that Cam Cameron sucks and that Joe Philbin sucks and that and then I'm going to rip the owner when he extends Joe Philbin's contract. And I'm going to rip the owner when he keeps Adam Gase around. And I'm going to rip, rest in peace, I'm just talking about the coach. I'm going to rip Tony Sperano when he's celebrating field goals. I'm going to rip Dave Wannstedt when he's, conservative. That's the difference. I will be objective about that. Most people can't, that are fans. If you're a fan, you're locked in and you're not going to say anything negative. It's not how I roll, man. Never been the way I roll. So, yeah, for 20 years I was pissing off Dolphin fans. 20 years. There are Dolphin fans to this day that will never, ever listen to my show. They can't. They probably think I'm ripping them now at 5-3. No, seriously. No, seriously. Guaranteed, I tell you, there are fans out there that they think I actually enjoy ripping them and that's what I want to do all the time. Which is, no, it's just that they've sucked for 20 years.
Oh, how's the same old stick?
Right. Right. That's what it is. Oh, yeah, no, he's got to rip it every time. Yeah, what a jerk. It's like, okay, bro, but does the team suck? Well, yeah. Well, then why am I wrong here? It's one of those deals.
There's a few of our peeps that are out there that today you had opportunities to rip some people and you passed, bro.
Yeah.
Is it because of the voice? What's going on with you?
I
man?
mean, I
you at least do one ripping. We only had 2 shows. No real ripping of somebody, bro. What happened with you?
Yeah, no, I didn't really do a rip job. Yeah, no.
Is it because you got this happy disposition inside of you because of what's going on with the Dolphins, Inter Miami making the playoffs?
Good times, bro.
Right?
Good times.
It's hard to be mad. It's hard to rip.
Yeah, man. Like I told you, right now it's not the time for negativity with the Dolphins. No negativity right now, man. I don't want to hear any of it. They don't deserve it.
Oh, I'm talking about the political guy that got ostracized. There was a chance to rip, bro.
I know, but
you passed.
I didn't.
You passed, dude.
I just didn't want to take this to the politics. I've done enough of that
Yes,
already.
yeah.
It's just like, man, we're in the middle of great sporting events going on. Our football team's kicking ass. We got Canes and Vautech. We got the Inter Miami in the playoffs. Man, life is good right now.
Yeah, you don't want to look at the 165,000 and 1,400 deaths, right?
Right. We have to deal with all the crap every day with COVID and everything else. At least let me have some fun in my sports world right now and enjoy that.
You know what? Think of this. Our sports teams are trying to salvage the end of 2020 for us, bro. Think about that.
Yeah.
Because this has been such a crap year that they're actually trying to give us some solace here and a bit of happiness.
Super Boom Shack says, Big O, how do you feel about your fantasy? My fantasy team sucks. Okay? All right? My fantasy team sucks like a Cam Cameron football team with the Dolphins. Okay?
What happened to the Maven, bro? You were the Maven.
Oh, God. I didn't have any luck this year, dude. I did not have any kind of, Midas touch, as they say.
The last 2 weeks, I've had 8 and 9, a bunch of guys off. I went chasing, and bro, every guy I chased, they scored 20 the week before and did 0 for the blitz.
It's crazy.
0.
Crazy. Yes, fail forward fast. Yes, Super Boom Shack. That's definitely me. Definitely failing. Damn. Definitely deserve me as a GM, the coach. I deserve every rip job possible. I look like Cam Cameron of fantasy right now. That's what I look like.
You're not doing as bad as Gase, though.
I don't know. I'm pretty bad.
Wait a minute. You got to even ponder that thought, man?
I only have one. I think I only have one win. So, and there's not much of a difference between me and Gase right now.
You know what? I'm going to say this. Last year, you went on autopilot. This year, you actually picked your team. I'm just saying, maybe autopilot.
I went on autopilot last year. I didn't pick my team, and I didn't touch the roster the entire year. So bye weeks and injuries or whatever, guys were still on there, and I got to the second round of the playoffs, which is just stupid. It's just ridiculous. I was beating people with guys on bye weeks. I was beating people with injuries, and they're there in the lineup. I never touched it again. It's hilarious.
If I remember, you were locked out of your. You
I was
couldn't
locked
even
out.
make a
Locked
change
out.
if you wanted to, right?
Couldn't do anything. Couldn't do anything. I couldn't get to it at all. I was like, oh, all right, well, whatever. I'll watch it from afar. And somehow or another, I would get the email every week of where I was. I was like, wow, okay, I won again.
This is why, as much fun as fantasy can be, it can so easily piss you that off.
Yeah, half of it is luck.
Big time.
Yeah, half of it is luck. No doubt about it. The other half, I had none of it, which was skill. Anyway, we got to wrap it up here on the show. We thank, of course, Larry Schlossberg and all the great people out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura, Pembroke Pines for taking care of us, as they always do. 10 years now, a strong sponsor of ours. Bill, Philippe, also taking care of everything for us, audio and on the video side. Of course, our super chatters today came in strong. Leon Fresco, Drubu, Clee Torres, Alexa V, Gus 1388, Samuel Robina, Jesse Minneapolis, Julius 305. Thank you. Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. Zoe Vegas says on the way out here, after looking at some of the film from last week's game, Tua performed even better than I thought. The accuracy and decision-making is ridiculous. Here's the best part. Get used to it, because it's coming over and over and over again. We got ourselves a real quarterback. All right, we're out of here. I love you all out there for downloading the show, being live with us.
I love that meeting in the middle of the show that you had there, that little run of super chats.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
And thank you all out there. And remember, come on out here to Craig Zinn's, Acura, Pembroke Pines. They're always ready to make you a deal. Take advantage, folks. Great people. And please mention our name. If you go to Caneswear, mention our name. If you go to Toyota of Hollywood, mention our name. If you come to Craig Zinn Acura, mention our name. If you go to VSS West Pines, mention our name. EJD Construction, mention our name. Any of our sponsors. Murias Dental, please mention our name. We will see you on Monday. Go Canes, go Dolphins, and next Friday it'll be Inter. Y'all be good.
Have a good weekend, y'all. Stay safe.